I know what series they're referring to, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. Hey, good evening. Welcome back. Well, here we are. We've been a long road, but we're here. Episode 8 of The Witcher Season 1.
Much more.
Much more.
Much more. Yes.
All right.
More.
Quick housekeeping. This is Scuba. That's the Rye.
Rye guy.
Review. Spoilers abound. If you have not watched The Witcher, go to Netflix. Watch The Witcher. Come back. If you haven't watched our previous episode reviews, go watch them.
Please.
Here's a link to there'll be a link in a card to the playlist that has all those episodes.
We talk a lot about them.
Yes. So, also, be advised if you haven't figured it out yet, or if you haven't watched the show yet, this is an adult show. There's a lot of adult themes, adult content. It's definitely a TVMA. So keep that in mind when you're watching this. This is not a kid-friendly show. This
is no Barney and Friends.
Oh, dude, really?
I had to.
Bad rye. No purple dinosaurs. No. Okay. Anyways.
It is MA. Pushing forward.
Alrighty. Another quick thing is thank you to Syrinscape for the soundboards and background music. Check out Syrinscape.com. Take your game to the next level. And with that, spoilers warning has been given.
Spoiler.
Episode 8. This starts off with the Neckers.
Oh, yes.
I have been waiting for this fight the entire bloody season. And that's Geralt versus Neckers.
Oh yeah, and he does have to go to town on them.
Oh yeah, it's the thing is he comes to that refugee camp that Ciri was in episode 2.
Just adding more of those pieces together.
So it's like we definitely coming back in now that Nilfgaard's been sacked, Geralt has escaped.
Yeah.
Or Nilfgaard has sacked Sintra.
Yes.
Nilfgaard, they attacked this refugee camp. Ciri by now has gone through the woods and is making her way to Skellige. And Geralt comes across this guy trying to bury the bodies and then realizes that it has attracted the Neckers. And, Geralt fights them, gets bitten, and then spends the rest of the majority of the episode in a semi-conscious, comatose, fever-induced state. Which they use to expand more on his personal backstory.
Yeah, it allows you to look backwards because when he's stuck in this trance, he sees his mother, he hears voices, and it builds upon relationships prior and actually fortifies certain things to come.
It also finally name drops Vesemir, which is the person who trained Geralt to be a Witcher to begin with.
Yes.
So that's interesting, and then so he's going through this journey.
Yeah.
And it's not terribly interesting in the sense that the beginning part's kind of intense.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that he's trying to. This guy is on his way home to his family, and the Witcher saved him, so he's saving he's saving Geralt.
Yeah.
Geralt's going through this vision quest thing, and then we have Ciri, who we last saw her. She was being attacked by some people she thought were her friends, but turns out they weren't.
And you see the aftermath.
You see the aftermath where she loses her powers activate.
Yeah.
And these poor kids are just impaled.
And some don't even look like kids anymore.
But she's rescued by a woman that she met in the town.
Yes.
A merchant's wife. And she brings her home to her house so she could stay there. So now Ciri seems to be in a safe spot. But as we flip over to Yennefer's story,
you see that her and the mages are trying to reinforce a strategic keep, Sodden Hill, which is basically the link from where they're at to the Northern Kingdoms.
Mm-hmm. Temeria and all of the ones that we see in the games.
Yes.
But, which is actually very close to this farmer's house.
Oh yeah, very, very close.
Or this merchant's house, where it's like, literally, you're now within a few miles of each other.
Oh yeah, very, very close now.
But I think the real major interesting parts of this episode is that whole battle with the mages and Nilfgaard.
Yeah.
So, what did you think about that?
I think this is the epitome of the whole idea of what this world encompasses when it comes to magic and mysticism, but also shows the looming threat that the Nilfgaardians brings to
the north.
To the north, as well as what they're trying to unlock. Because throughout this episode, they make reference, or at least Fringilla makes references to the White Flame.
Mm-hmm.
And the White Flame plays a lot more further down in the storyline, but I'm not going to go too far in that because
you got to read the books. Check out the books.
But because you don't know what they have planned, but it does what that does. It does what this whole series has been doing, is giving exposition, doing world building, but not doing it in your face. It's just, it's there, it's a reference, but it also helps you move closer to this ultimate battle.
Alright, so what'd you think about the mage battle?
Mage battle is probably one of the best magic on magic fights I've seen in quite some time.
Okay.
On the screen. Because you get to see different powers interact. You get to see the consequences. The one thing that I will give it a plus for is that there are consequences to using the magic too much. Especially on the Nilfgaardian side.
Well, I think the Nilfgaards, but the thing is you kind of get a sense that since they've been conscripting mages internally, that they're just sacrificed, they're just being treated as cannon fodder.
Yeah, they're just vessels to get the magic.
Get the effect. They don't really care.
Yeah. And
I think that's a intense moment because some of that stuff seems like it's really kind of bio-warfare.
Oh yeah. It showcases the ultimate tier of what the magic of this world can be, especially when Yennefer goes off,
which we got a taste of early on with the whole lightning in the bottle test. This one, absorbing the flame off the keep and redirecting it back at the Nilfgaard forces. I mean, that's like, if they had applied that to Dark Phoenix, you might have had a really kick-ass Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of other reasons why that failed. But back to The Witcher.
Back to The Witcher. She really kind of used that flame power.
Yeah, this episode is what, like you mentioned before, how it showcases one path of the magic compared to the other path of the magic. Mm-hmm. So that's the clash of the two.
And I like how Yennefer's teacher knew better.
Yeah. And
Yennefer finally had that moment where she realized her teacher knew the benefit of experience.
Yes.
And that was good. And then finally we get the payoff at the end.
Yes. They finally meet.
And Ciri and Geralt finally come across each other. And first thing Ciri asks is, who's Yennefer?
And that's it.
And that's where we stop. It's like,
yes.
Wait, what? Shenanigans.
Yes. So this is another one where it provides completion, but it opens up possibilities for more exploration of.
Oh yeah, great cliffhanger world. Going into the next season.
Oh yes.
So do we know? But I think with that we should probably do a kind of a season overview.
Yes.
Just to kind of go over that because now we can take it all in context. Now that we've given each episode its thing.
Okay.
So with that, we'll go ahead and call this because I think we pretty much nailed it.
Oh yes.
I mean, there's all that. It's like what's up with Fringilla and Nilfgaard's use of magic. They're obviously going to start making their way north.
Oh yeah.
Nilfgaard King and what's he going to do to keep trying to find Ciri, and then of course Geralt and Ciri. Will Geralt make it to Kaer Morhen? I mean, what happens to Yennefer? All these questions that
there's
hopefully
a lot
we'll
of questions to explore, but a lot of the questions also expand upon more on the what ifs.
Yes.
Because there's what ifs is like what actually what happens when they get to Kaer Morhen? What is up with the White Flame? How are the Northern Kingdoms going to react to what just happened? And will Yennefer's powers continue to expand?
Oh, we know she's probably one of the most powerful mages.
She is, based on the game, she is, but we don't know where the series is going to go.
Yes, so we're definitely going to check that out. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment. Tell us what you thought of the episodes. And with that, we'll see you on the next one where we do a complete season recap and opinion and see where we go from there. So with that, have a good night.
Peace.